Chapter 3 is all about multi-step equations and inequalities. We will begin 3.1 with two-step equations. The first example is 3x plus 7. 3x plus 7 equals negative 5. So we will continue with the same that we were doing in Chapter 7. We want to isolate our variable. So we're going to look and see what we have here. We have a constant term on this side and a constant term over here. So we're going to get those together. So I'm going to use an inverse operation, subtract 7 from the left side to get rid of that constant term. And if I do that on the left, I need to make sure I do it on the right as well. So now I have 3x, and that's going to be equal to negative 7 and negative 5 combined gives me a negative 12. Now I don't want to know 3 x's, I want to isolate and solve for a single x, so I'm going to do an inverse operation again. Divide by 3, divide both sides by 3 for balanced equation, and I'm going to get negative 12 divided by 3 is a negative 4. Now it says I should check my work. Remember, we should always just, even if we're doing it mentally, we should substitute that back in. So if I say 3 times a negative 4 plus 7. Sorry, my plus doesn't look very good. That looks even worse. I'm going to keep erasing and make a better plus there. Okay, 3 times a negative 4 plus 7 equals negative 5. We're going to see if that's a true statement. 3 times negative 4 would be negative 12. When we combine negative 12 with a positive 7, do we get a negative 5? Yes, we do, so that is correct. Moving on to example 2, this time we have division involved. We have x divided by 2 minus 3 equals 1. Same step as before. Let's get our constant terms together. So I'm going to add 3. Need to do that both sides. Remember to put that equal sign. It helps you keep the balanced equations, that they're visible, and you can make sure that you've done them correctly if you have to look back for a mistake. So now on the left side, I just have my x divided by 2. And then on my right, I have 1 plus 3, so I have 4. Now the inverse operation to division would be multiplication, and this is the way that you should learn how to write that. We're going to multiply both sides by 2. Now remembering how to multiply fractions, we would reduce first, so 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 2 once. So that leaves me just 1x over 1, which is the same as x. And then on this side, 4 times 2 equals 8. I'll check it again here. 8 over 2 minus 3, does that in fact equal 1? 8 over 2 is 4. 4 minus 3 does equal 1. So again, our solution is correct. Moving on to example 3. This time we have a variable, but our variable, you're going to notice, is a negative 4y. We're going to, and then our constant terms are 7 and 19. We're going to stay with the same approach. I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides, there's that equal sign again, to get my constant terms together. I have a negative 4y equals, and 19 minus 7, sorry, that kind of looks like a fraction there. 19 minus 7 equals 12. Now, because I have a negative variable, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to divide by a negative. Negative 4 divided by negative 4. If we have the same sign, it comes out to be a positive. So negative 4 over negative 4 would be 1. So I have 1y. And then I need to remember my integers over on the other side. 12 divided by a negative 4, a positive and a negative means that I'm going to have a negative, so I have a negative 3 here. Now if I substitute that back in, we'll do 7, and then this time it's real important to remember your integer rules. Putting in our solution to check it here. So 7 and then negative 4 times negative 3 gives me a positive 12. And there we go again, 7 plus 12 does equal 19. Integer rules, there's a lot of integer rules in this one. Make sure that you're getting your integer rules. Our star kind of missed there. So moving along, there's a couple other ones here to practice. I'm going to go ahead, one more, those were the your turn now, and I'm going to go ahead and work on the word problem. Sorry, my iPad was showing me some messages there. So you are buying a drum set. It costs $495. The music store lets you make a down payment so you can pay the remaining costs in 3 equal monthly payments with no interest charge. You make a down payment of $150, so how much is each monthly payment? So we know the total cost of the drum set is $495, and I know that to get to $495, I'm going to put $150 down. Oh, I don't like that zero there. $150 down, and then I'm going to make 3 payments. So plus 3 payments, but I don't know how much my payments are going to be. That's what I want to figure out. Okay, so the 150 plus the 3 payments should get me to my final answer of 495. So the first thing I'm going to do is, oops, sorry, I lost my 3P there when I was erasing my underlined. So first thing, same thing we were doing. Let's get rid of our constant term that is by the variable. This time it happens to be located on the right just because of the way we wrote the sentence. So now I have $345 left to pay with my 3 payments. I don't want to know 3 payments, I want to know what each payment is. So I'm going to go ahead and divide by 3. And my payment is going to be $115. So if I plug that back in there, 115 times 3P plus 150 will give me my 495. And I have done that one correctly as well. And that's the last example for this lesson.